their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining
Okay,
star.
sige, ready. Basta intro muna na. This is your third Ayaba Tandwai Athletics Cup 40-up Division Sunday 5-game set. Live here from the Aero Center in Quezon City. Glad to have you with us, Diego Del Paz, together with my partner for the first two games, Ryan Anthony Pajaro.
Yes, morning.
And we're about to call this first game between Philippine Institute of Quezon City versus Northern Rizal Yorklin School in our first game of this morning. And right now, let's take a look at our updated team standings.
Yep.
As we're already heading into the. Actually, we're already past the halfway point of our season, and so far you'll see that Northern Rizal Yorklin School still yet to find their first win of the tournament, while Philippine Institute of Quezon City not far behind, 1-5. So these two teams at the bottom of the heap, but as they say. There's nowhere to go but up.
The momentum shift there will be determined, especially for Northern Rizal Yorklin, all on a 5-game losing streak. PIQC with a good win last time out, but let's see if they can sustain that momentum going to this game.
And of course, last game out, Northern Rizal Yorklin School were defeated by St. Stephen's High School alumni 61-55. Joseph Saw with 15 points and 10 rebounds. While for PIQC, on their side, they were defeated by Alumni Association of Xavier School 77-66.
So you can see the Yorklin, they only lost by just 6, so they have a chance to win for today. As compared to PIQC, they were dominated by AAXS by double-figure performance.
Yeah, that's what. Also, Alumni Association of Xavier School. Just a reminder, they are the defending champion here. So, of course, it's hard to go up against a team like Alumni Association of Xavier School, as what PIQC learned the hard way the last time. And that's a game. That's a game story so far in our first matchup. And by the way, our Ayaba Tandwai Athletics Cup is presented to you by Tandwai Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. We're about to get things started in a bit, as we're going to send it over in a while to our Coliseum announcer, Anjo Pere, for the introduction of our starting fives. But Ryan, it's going to be a slam bang affair this Sunday afternoon. Other games that we have on tap include Chiang Kai-shek College alumni versus St. Stephen's High School alumni. Yeah, that's a good matchup. St. Stephen's at 4-1. Chiang Kai-shek College alumni in the middle of the pack at 3-2. While St. Jude Catholic School will face Philippine Cultural College alumni. So St. Jude just got their first taste of defeat after back-to-back wins. And now let's go to our Coliseum announcer, Anjo Pere, for the introduction of our starting fives.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Aero Center, the home of your third Inter-Alumni Veterans Basketball Association Tandwai Athletics Cup. Our first game for today in the 40 and above division, Philippine Institute of Quezon City is going up against Northern Rizal Yorklin. Let us now meet the starting five of both teams, beginning with your Philippine Institute of Quezon City alumni. At point guard number 7, Dennis De La Cruz. At power forward number 11, Arvin Ong. Small forward number 13, Ivan C. The man in the middle, number 18, Mark Cheng. And at shooting guard number 19, Romel Lacson. Philippine Institute of Quezon City alumni is headed by Mike Oliver, assisted by Paul Brian Yun. And now let us welcome the starting five for your Northern Rizal Yorklin School alumni. At two guard number 10, Mark Vidug. At small forward number 16, Christopher Villalon. At center number 20, Joel Tan. At power forward number 41, Alan Humang. And at point guard number 88, Henry Chua. Northern Rizal Yorklin School alumni. Head coach is Herbert C. Our referees for this game are Maki Kilengin, Oliver Angeles, and Ronnie Evangelista.
And we have our starting fives already introduced by our Coliseum announcer, Anjo Pere. Thank you very much, Anjo, for that rousing introduction of our players. And for PIQC, we have our starters here, Dennis De La Cruz, Arvin Ong, Ivan C., Mark Cheng, and Romel Lacson for the words of Coach Paul Yun. While for Yorklin, they have Mark Anthony Vito, Christopher Villalon, Joel Tan, Michael Lee, Alan Humang, and Henry Chua.
And by the way, Diego, the referees for this first game will be Oliver Angeles, Romy Evangelista, and Maki Kiligin.
Of course, we're about to get things started here. And we're about to kick things off in our 5-game set today, Ryan. It's going to be one loaded day of basketball action here in the 40-up division of Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Especially you, Diego. You'll cover all 5 games today.
Actually, 4 of the 5 games.
4 of the 5.
Looks like you pushed me there a little, Ryan.
No, not necessarily.
And now tipping things off will be Mark Cheng versus Joel Tan. And now our Sunday 5-game set is underway. What a no-look pass to start the ball game for Henry Chua to Christopher Villalon, the first 2 of the ball game for the blue shirts of Northern Rizal Yorklin alumni.
Great find there. There's always looking for open man. This time, Tan reject the shot.
PIQC in their immaculate white though, and wow, Vito there tried to get his hand at the layup, missing that one, and they reset here. Alan Humang, nice find, back to Vito, the shot, a bit too strong. And here comes PIQC alumni.
The blue shirts always finding a high percentage shots, especially the PIQC a little bit late in rotating on their defensive stance.
11 on the 24, they go to the corner. Saw launching the 3, no good. Here comes PIQC on the reset. The quick shot, Mark Cheng, a little herky-jerky on that shot.
Yes, he hurried that shot. He hasn't been square, but look at that shot.
Wow.
Inside the paint.
Christopher Villalon, all 4 points from him so far. 4-zip is our count, and a steal by Henry Chua. 1-on-2 fast break. Oh my goodness. What a start for the blue shirts of Northern Rizal Yorklin School. And Coach Paul Yun has called for time. What a play there in our Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay. And we'll be back with more action from your Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star.
And we are back with more action from your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup, and Northern Rizal Yorklin School alumni zips to a 6-0 lead here to start our 5-game set this Sunday. Diego Da Paz together with Ryan Anthony Pajaro on the call. And man, Ryan, it's like maganda ang gising dito ng Yorklin.
They are much more intense, and they really want to prove to the PIQC that they're a team to beat as well.
14 on the 24. PIQC off of this timeout. A near turnover there. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and a steal here gathered by Henry Chua. Chua fakes, fires an uncontested 3. No. Villalon with the rebound. Back to Henry Chua. Chua to Villalon. That off-balance jumper trickles in. And wow, what a start for Yorklin.
They're very, very quick to the toes. They're always finding a much more ball and player movement. And they're also playing tough defense.
13-24, and the drive there and a miss though by Romel Lacson, though he was fouled on his way to the hole.
That's right. And especially on that particular drive by PIQC, Tan was called for a foul, but nonetheless, Tan always brings straight up defense, whether his man will be going sidestep, lateral, or will going straight up. So Tan is a reliable defender for Yorklin as we take a look at substitution.
We have
for
our
the
first
white shirts. Wong will check in for Cheng.
Yes, that was the first substitution for either team. And man, so far Yorklin has been running and gunning. As we saw there, the first point of the ball game scored by Romel Lacson for PIQC.
Well, for Northern Yorklin, they need to sustain this type of momentum, and they must shuffle at least 5 men. 10-man rotation will be enough. They need to have this kind of streak so that Yorklin finally would make a W in this tournament.
Villalon to the front court, and it's a man-to-man defense being employed by PIQC. Alan Newmang, the spin, gives it up to the corner. Villalon, no good. Vitog with the rebound. Gives it up to Tan. Tan bobbling the ball. And losing the handle on that one, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, Tan forces that shot, but again, I have seen 5 or 6 open shots for Northern Yorklin.
Wow, what a steal,
look at that
though.
steal.
Mark Vitog scoring. Oh my. Villalon to the hole.
Yes!
Wow. 12-2. What a start for Yorklin.
Jack Rabbit start for Yorklin.
Definitely a jackrabbit start, a jet fuel start, as I would say.
Yeah.
14-24 for PIQC. Wong, the drive. Nice handoff here to
Block.
Ong. What a block. And the putback there is good for Romel Lacson, who has all 4 points so far for PIQC. And that's the first field goal, by the way. And the rebound there gathered by Arvin Ong.
Sometimes Yorklin tends to magmandali on their sets, but if they need to set up immensely, finding an open man, they will have a hard time. The PIQC will have a hard time dealing with. And this time, Yorklin puts up a double team on the ball carrier inside.
Looks like Yorklin here, they've been tired of these close losses. That's why they are looking at how they're going to respond to all of those losses so far.
And as I take a look at the graphics, Northern Yorklin only lost by an average of 8 points or less. That's how close.
Henry Chua launches the 3, no good. And the rebound gathered there by Wong. PIQC on the attack here. Lacson the sidestep, the layup, and there is a foul against Jerry Lau, the first substitute off the bench for Yorklin.
This time Lacson outsmarting Lau. Instead of going right, he uses a sidestep left, using his left hand to have a foul bait for Yorklin. And we have Tan will be replaced. First substitution for Yorklin. Saw checks in, and also another player for Yorklin checks in. So as I've said, for them to be able to have a good start and a good finish, 10 men will be enough.
Lacson at the foul line for 2. Short. 8-point advantage here for Yorklin. And by the way, let's take a look at the first 5 games of Yorklin.
Yeah,
so they lost by 4 points against Chiang Kai-shek College alumni, 5 points against Philippine Cultural College, 33 against defending champion
33.
Alumni Association of Xavier School. That's their biggest margin of defeat. Followed by runner-up Grace Christian College. That's 24 points.
Okay.
And then, let's take a look. And then the last time out, 6 points against St. Stephen's High School alumni.
Okay, we have a basket there by Yorklin. So if you're going to average that, the average margin is about 15 points.
Yes, so around that much. So double digit,
That's right.
especially with those defeats against the top two teams entering this tournament.
Oh, look at this, another block by So, and Yorklin now on the offensive.
Henry Chua gets fouled on his way to the basket, and it's called on Romel Lacson. Lacson so far the leading. Oh, Henry Chua zips that pass to the rim. And Lee scores for PIQC.
Diego, did you imagine if that shot went in? We're going to be berserk.
And Northern Rizal Yorklin School alumni seeking time here as we see that instant replay, that easy two for Christopher Lee. 14-7 is our count with 5:06 remaining in the first period.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
We're back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. It's a 14-7 lead for Yorklin. So, although it was a quick run here for Yorklin, it's like PIQC slowly getting their banks going. That's why we had a timeout there by Coach Herbert C.
But for the televiewers here, field goal shooting so far, Northern Yorklin 50%, PIQC 29, fast break points 8-0. Those are the interesting stats for you.
Ooh, and there's a foul whistled on the play, and it's called on 7-7 Joseph Saw.
So we can see that the Northern Yorklin had a very good stat in field goal and fast break, but now they are slowly missing shots. So PIQC slowly catching up.
And now 3 team fouls here for Yorklin. 15 on the 24. Lee, they go to the corner to Ivan C. A nice find underneath for Arvin Ong. That high-low play is working wonders here for PIQC. Henry Chua, quick trigger from 3. No. And the rebound gathered by Romel Lacson.
That's 3 straight made field goals for PIQC, 3 straight missed shots for Yorklin. Oh, we have a steal.
What a steal there by Joseph Saw. 2-on-1 fast break. Saw against Christopher Lee. Blows that layup.
He blew it, partner.
Here comes Romel Lacson. They go to the corner here. Ivan C. 14 on the 24. The shot no good for Romel Lacson. And the rebound gathered by Joseph Saw. Yorklin here pulls back. Henry Chua. Shovel pass to the corner to Jerry Lau. Lau kicks it out back to Chua. 10 on the 24. Chan from 15 out. No good. And the rebound there by 7-7 Saw. And there is a foul whistled.
So I really like the ball movement of Northern Yorklin. They don't want to, for the PIQC to set up their defensive stance. They're really looking for passes. Passing angle on the corner, passing angle on the outside. And this time Saw, against 3 defenders, he really wants to dominate this game. Huh?
Here comes Joseph Saw at the foul line for 2. The first is good. Extending this Yorklin lead, 15-9.
Another interesting stat here, Diego. PIQC already had 5 turnovers as compared to 1 for Northern Yorklin.
Yorklin has been taking care of the basketball well. But of course, slowly, the missed shots already starting to hit Yorklin here as we see a foul for James Chan, a holding foul.
Yes, that will be his first personal. So for team fouls, PIQC already had 2. Yorklin with now 4. So the next fouls will be free throws for PIQC.
Yeah, so that was the foul to give for Yorklin this quarter.
Well, there are some problems with the uniform, so the referee instructed the one player to wear a dark uniform on top of his jersey.
All right. And that is, let's take a look. That was Jerry Potestad.
Correct.
So the referees are checking. Yes, okay, so action will resume in a bit, and PIQC to inbound at the sideline in front of their bench. 14 on the shot clock. They go to Arvin Ong. To the corner to Ivan C. 7 on the shot clock. Swing pass here to Christopher Lee. Lee with 2 on the 24, and that was the foul that sent Yorklin to the penalty.
That's right.
And James Chan called for that foul. And we'll see Christopher Lee to the foul line to take 2. Christopher Lee in the last game, once again, 19 points, 7 for 18 field goals with 5 rebounds.
So he will be a reliable shooter.
And not only that, something to complement Romel Lacson's early great performance. Lee already with 3 points to start this ball game. Make that 4, tying the output of Romel Lacson so far.
By the way, Christopher Lee is averaging 8.6 points, 4 rebounds per game in this tournament.
19 on the 24. Henry Chua gives it up here to Saul. Joseph Saul barging into the shaded lane and scoring the deuce.
And that's 3 points for Saul. Remember, Joseph Saul averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds. So he will likely meet his average as the game progresses.
2.5 remaining here in the first. 9 on the shot clock for PIQC. Christopher Lee uses the screen from Arvin Ong. Launches the jumper from foul line extended. And scoring that one, cutting this deficit to 4.
There's a foul from the backcourt for PIQC. So that will be against Ivan C. By the way, Ivan C is another player to watch for PIQC because he's averaging 16 points and 7.2 rebounds. So
wow,
we expect to explode, especially in the second half.
15 on the 24 here. Chan launching the 3. Bang! Bang! Boom! For our first Tough Mama 3-point basket of the ball game.
And if he continues to have a good game, he would likely duplicate his average of 3.4 points. But hey, another fast break.
Wow, Henry Chua.
Yes!
What a find to Jerry Lau. The hoop, the harm. 3-point play the hard way for Yorklin.
4 points already for Jerry Lau. And he's averaging 6.3 points and 3 rebounds. So he would likely be a good complement as far as fast break concerned. That's what's missing about Northern Yorklin on their defeats because majority of their points are coming inside. Very rare on fast breaks. So this is an opportune time for them to run if they can. And so far they did.
I'm actually curious what's our fast break points numbers, which we'll talk about later as we see Lau here to the 4.5 meter line for the bonus.
As right now on our stat, fast break points, 10 already for Northern Yorklin, PIQC with 2.
Wow, there we go. The fast breaking Yorklin still in the lead here at 9 points, 22-13. And great defense there by Dennis D. Winston Kaitor rather.
So that means on the fast break, half of the Yorklin points are coming from fast breaks.
That's right. 9 to shoot for PIQC. Cheng back to Christopher Lee. Lee gets fouled there. Not a smart play for Yorklin, especially that they've been in the penalty for a few minutes now.
So that will mean PIQC to pump in some points while the clock stops. And especially this guy, Christopher Lee, like what you said, he's a reliable shooter. Also in the free throw line, 8.6 points. He's shooting, 76% from the foul line. He's a dead shooter.
7 points now for Lee. 78 seconds remaining till the end of the first period. 2 for 2 for Lee from the foul line.
And he's now the top scorer for PIQC for this game.
Chan loses his footing and C gets the steal. But great hands there from Winston Kaitor preventing that turnover points for PIQC.
And that's a great transition defense by Yorklin. forcing them to have 11 seconds on the shot clock inbound on the baseline.
Rainiel C. Gets it back from the inbound. Launches the three.
Oh,
Yes. He goes 1, 2, 3 for that tough mama 3-point shot.
he's averaging 3.4 points now. He has 3.
Down to the last minute of the first period. The drive, the shot, no good for Jerry Lau. Here comes Rainiel C. Rainiel C. Tried to hand it off here to Christopher Lee. Blows that layup.
Good body control though.
That forward pass stolen away by Ronald Wong, but gives it right back to Yorklin. Missed shot there from Jerry Lau, and it's a 3-on-3 attack in the PIQC front court, and Christopher Lee loses the handle right in front of us.
Great anticipation by Winston Kator.
Lee nearly with a steal there. Chan, cross-court pass here to Jerry Lau. 12 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Kaitor gives it up here to Joseph Saw.
Block!
That's blocked there. 2 seconds remaining. Kaitor needs to put it up. And that ends our first quarter of action. And Northern Rizal Yorklin School leading here 22-18 against PIQC as we see our Metro Summit Realty first quarter highlights. You know what, Ryan? It was a tale of two halves here in the first quarter. Yorklin with a great start and PIQC with an even better finish.
For first 5 minutes, Yorklin with a 12-2, and now after the 10 minutes of playing time, they only lead by 4. So you can see the spurts for both squads.
And we'll be back with second quarter of action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
And we are back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup presented to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. This is just the first of our 5 games this Sunday morning.
And so far, it's fireworks. Oh, we have a jump ball. The possession arrow will be pointing to Yorklin. And
That's right.
2 more interesting stats that I'm going to give you in this first quarter. Points in the paint. So far, Yorklin 16, PIQC 6. Bench points 11 per PIQC, Northern Yorklin 10. That's why PIQC had that 10-2 spurt on the last 5 minutes because of the bench points.
Interesting take there, Ryan. And we see here the return of Henry Chua together with Christopher Villalon.
A block!
What a block there on that shot by Henry Chua. Looks like Christopher Lee had that scouted.
That's right. They have been figured out, especially in defensive end, on how to stop that man, especially when you block the shot straight up.
Yes.
So that means his man is in a pretty good lateral movement, really trying to stop whatever angle he will go for that play.
Actually, you know what? The main reason why PIQC had that much bench points is because of this man over here, Christopher
Yes.
Lee. 10 on the 24 here. Rainiel C. Tried to back down his defender, but he loses the handle at the baseline. And right now, Yorklin trying to extend their precarious 4-point advantage here. Henry Chua launching 3. Bing! Bang! Boom! His first Tough Mama 3-point shot of the ball game.
5 points now for Henry Chua. His average is 16.5 points. He will likely get it.
25-18, and it's a kickball violation going PIQC's way. 15-24 for PIQC. They go here to Hai Eng Ong. To the corner to Ronald Wong. He's stuck in the baseline. And what a steal here by Alan Yumang. They go to Villalon on the fast break.
That time Villalon is all alone. So far he has scored what? 8 points.
Wow. 27-18, a 9-point advantage for Yorklin, and tapped away by Ronald Wong in that rebounding attempt.
Well, one of our referees says who want to shout out to the Manila Gold Referees Association. They are the ones who is whistling now for this tournament, all tournament longs. Kudos to them.
8:11 remaining before the halftime break. Alan Yumang facing the defense of Wong, tapped away by Wong rather.
And we have a two-man substitution for PIQC. Fresh legs, fresh lungs, because they don't want to be down by as much. In the double figure, they're now down by 9. Earlier, they chopped down the lead by as close as 3 points.
Alan Yumang misses that long-range attempt. Henry Chua, the floater, no. And it will stay with Yorklin with 13 on their 24.
And so far, Yorklin doing the right thing. Whenever there's a weak side, they have always 2 or 3 people boxing out.
The handoff here to Henry Chua. They go to Alan Yumang. Back to Henry Chua. That one-legged Dirk Nowitzki-like jumper there.
Oh my goodness.
For Henry Chua.
4 points already for Henry Chua. All of them are not an easy shot to take.
7.5 remaining here in the second. Nice find
Yes.
underneath to Ivan C for the deuce.
Easiest basket so far for C.
29-20 for Yorklin. Villalon, 15 on the shot clock. Gives it up here to Joel Tan, and a steal completed by PIQC. Counter steal though by Villalon. They go to Alan Newman for 2.
Yes. And that will be the second timeout for PIQC. Again, double-digit spread for Yorklin as we take a look at this Metro Summit VLT replay. Wow.
Nice find inside to Alan Newman. 31-20, and Coach Paul Yuan wants to talk things over. We'll be right back with 7 minutes remaining here in the second period.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Tough Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody's tough like mama.
This is your third Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup. And Northern Rizal Yorklin School poised to get their first win
Yes.
in 6 outings. They're facing a PIQC here.
And by
Who's
the way,
reeling with right now? Who's reeling with 5 straight losses
Yes. And-
after opening their season with a win?
and 3 interesting stats right now. 8 steals already for Yorklin, and 10 turnovers for PIQC as compared to 3. So far, they're doing great.
Henry Chua decides to control the traffic here. Chua, the bounce pass to the corner. The jumper, no for Vitug. But Tan with the rebound and the deuce. The slot man, Joel Tan, scoring there for Yorklin.
That's right. So far, Joel Tang on his average is averaging only 3.7 points. So Yorklin has already used 10 men. So that's a pretty good sign for them to win. And they have a Baker's dozen lead.
Vitug there, a little too aggressive and called for that last foul. 12-24. The
Block.
shot is blocked there. That attempt by Romel Lacson was erased. Henry Chua launching the 3. No good. Rebound by Vitug. Gives it up to Chua. Lau. Off glass. No. And the
Diego,
rebound-
I like the aggressiveness of Northern Yorklin so far. Even though they miss shots, they're always ganging up on rebounds as much as possible.
Long two on the way, no good for Ivan C. And the rebound there by Alan Yumang. Yumang takes it up court. Henry Chua setting the table here. 14 on the shot clock. Chua, nice find underneath. Alan Yumang.
Wow!
Jinx 1, 2, 3 partner.
9 second chance points as compared to nothing for Yorklin. What a sensational first half.
Oh my. Henry Chua not only scoring but also creating the plays.
That's right.
That leads to the baskets.
Uh-huh.
Ivan C. at the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Arvin Ong backing down his defender and a foul called there on Alan Yumang.
That is the only way, Diego, to escape the very tough defense we put up by Yumang. Apart from spin, using the right pivot and going for a la Mon Fernandez.
The elegant shot.
The stretch. I used to do that when I was a teenager, but now I can't do that anymore.
Actually, the stretch shot, the player that I remember the most would be Kevin McHale.
Yes.
Yes. You know, I know he had a nickname for it. He called it the slippery eel.
That's right. and he's always deadly with those semi-hooks. And so far in this tournament, we've seen a lot of players doing semi-hooks.
And of course, during the era that most of these players were teenagers, I believe some of the players that were notable there were Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in
That's
his
right.
waning years as a Laker.
Correct. Second all-time leading scorer behind LeBron James.
Henry Chua kicks it out to Lau for three. Bang, bang, boom. For that tough mama three-point shot, courtesy of Jerry Lau.
Northern Yorklin, and now we see an offensive foul. Sensational shooting from the field, 48%. In the three-point region, they are now 3 of 7. Wow.
Dare I say, sizzling from beyond the arc this Sunday morning.
Sizzling with a capital S.
Of course, partner, you came from Pampanga, where we get our sissing on. And
Next time. I
And
forgot. I'm so tired.
but speaking of sizzling, look at that defensive stop there by Mark Anthony Vitog, despite that turnover from that inbound.
And I will say it again in double S. Sensational swat.
Oh.
Another swat. Look at that.
Wow. PIQC bothered there, and Lau, that layup no good. Oh!
And he might be whistled for technical for resentment. But
Yes.
let's see. We'll see what will be the referee's
Jerry
call.
Lau. Jerry Lau there got teed up quickly.
Uttered his frustration on that
Yes.
that layup
That,
that should have been a foul, but the referees didn't
Yeah.
call.
Or more like what Lau thought was a foul, but the referee saw that, they had a better vantage point.
A better angle, yeah.
Yes, they have a better angle, so they believe that wasn't a foul.
Oh,
All right.
he used to say.
He used profane language.
Okay.
So let's say he just gave choice words to our referee, Mackie Killingen.
And so far, the points in the paint, Yorklin 24, PIQC 8. Wow, that's a grilling stat.
It's now a 15-point advantage for Yorklin.
So our stat board so far, partner, Northern Yorklin dominated almost all.
Yeah. De La Cruz gives it up here to Wong. Wong, that low dribble, but can't get that layup to fall. And he taps it out of bounds.
That time, good straight-up defense by So, bothering that shot.
Struggles continue here for PIQC.
Uh-huh.
So both of these teams entering this ball game with 5-game losing streaks each. One of those losing streaks will end today.
Oh, that time Chua turns the ball over.
Turnover there by Henry Chua. Wong, the drive, no good. And wow, it goes back to the hands of Arvin Ong, scoring the deuce inside the shaded lane.
That's the first bucket for PIQC in 2.5 minutes. They've gone cold.
I'm seeing here box and one defense by Dennis De La Cruz on Henry Chua. 15 on the 24. Ooh.
3-second violation, partner.
So Jerry Potestad there, watching the paint dry.
Yeah. And now some substitutions for Yorklin to instill their fresh leg French lungs. And so far they have a Baker's dozen lead, 38-25. 3 minutes to go, second quarter.
17 on the 24 here. Ivan C. 12 on the shot clock. C launches the three. 1, 2, 3 for Ivan C for that tough mama 3-point shot.
5 points already for Ivan C. His first triple B connection, averaging 16.4 points. He is a second half guy, so watch out.
Saw gets blocked from behind. Great help side defense for PIQC. De La Cruz nearly with a steal and taps it to his teammate Arvin Ong. Goes all the way, but loses the handle right under the cup.
Because Chan deflected that ball without fouling. And this time Chua will check in place of Protesta, because Protesta already committing 2 turnovers on that last 2.5 minutes. And some players here checking in. Lim checks in for Yorklin.
James Chan will check out for the blue shirts. PIQC here with Mark Cheng. Gives it up here to Ronald Wong. 3-pointer on the way, no good for Mark Cheng. And the rebound goes to Joseph Saw. Henry Chua with the leather. Nice pass here.
Block.
Oh, but what a block on that shot attempt by Denver Lim.
Okay, another glaring stat here. So far in assists, Yorklin with 13. PIQC with 5.
12 on the 24 here. That shot no good for Albertson Chua.
Oh!
Wow, but Joseph Saw with a recovery, getting the bump and the bucket. As we take a look at our Metro Summit Realty instant replay.
So in the right position, getting that offensive rebound and 1. And so far, Joseph Saw with 5 points and 7. Is that 5 points? Okay. 3 points and 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds, not
Yeah,
bad.
wow.
5 points now, 7 rebounds.
6 points for Joseph Saw, extending this lead 41-28. A minute and 55 to go before our halftime break. Ronald Wong to De La Cruz. Back to Ivan C here. 10 on the 24. De La Cruz inside. Drive here by Ong.
No basket.
Oh! And it's a blocking foul on Albertson Chua, and PIQC will take 2 from the 4.5 meter line.
Because that last foul of Yorklin is downstairs. That's why the referee says no count. And there will be 2 free throws now for Arvin Ong. Arvin Ong still far cry from his 13.8 points, 8.4 rebounds average. Now he has 8. No, not far behind.
First is good here for Arvin Ong. He goes 2 for 2. And it's an 11-point advantage for Yorklin as they want to talk things over for the last time before the halftime break. We'll be back with more Ayaba action.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
Action continues here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup, presented to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Sick-O, Davies Paints, Ravenol, Auto Plus, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. It's an 11-point advantage by Yorklin, 41-30, as we enter the last minute and 38 of the second period.
And so far, Diego, for the points for both squads, PIQC, Arvin Ong had 9, Christopher Lee with 8, Ivan C with 5. For Yorklin, Villalon with 10, Jerry Lau 7, Chua with 7.
15 on the shot clock, and wow, a turnover there by Joseph Saw right after the timeout. Not exactly the play that Coach Herbert C. wanted from his players after that quick break.
The PIQC now will settle for this offensive.
De La Cruz zips that pass to Arvin Ong, but he gets stripped.
And Diego, both teams in penalties, so every foul will be free throw, so this will be a little long second quarter.
Correct. A little correction on that, partner. PIQC still has 3 fouls to give before they go to penalty.
I stand corrected. In the meantime, we have a substitution for the blue shirts. We have Lee checks in for Yorklin.
Yeah, Michael Lee replacing Jerry Lau. Looks like he's quite out of sorts ever since he got that technical foul earlier.
And on the free throw line now is Arvin Ong, who just made the free throw so far. Arvin Ong with 10 points. He's now inches away from his average, 13.8 points and 8.4 rebounds. So far, he only has 1 rebound.
Second free throw on the way for Arvin Ong. Trickles in. And it goes down to a 9-point deficit for PIQC, 41-32. Chua here, facing that box-and-one defense against Dennis De La Cruz, launching the 3.
Ooh!
Rebound gathered there by Ivan C. Under a minute remaining. Near steal there, but recovered by Ivan C. They go underneath to Arvin Ong. But man, he got caught doing the 2-step on the boogie.
And Wasidas Metro Summit replay on that turnover. He spins, lost his pivot foot with that double team. He was called for traveling.
As we saw there, great defense. Great gang defense there by Yorklin, forcing that turnover.
By the way, are they going to change the call? I don't know. We'll see.
Let's wait for a referee's call, because we saw that there was a traveling violation, but looks like there was also a foul call. So the referees will have to decide which foul will take precedence. Which call rather would take precedence.
That's right.
If it's the foul or if it's a traveling violation.
Yes. But sometimes other referees on other leagues or maybe higher leagues, if those calls are contested, they will take a look at the review. They will use the review system. But that time, the referees will not use that. They will use their judgment for whatever will be the right call, whether it be traveling or will be a foul prior to that traveling.
And we will have a review of that last play. So let's take a short break. We'll be back with more Ayaba action. All right, so we got our confirmation from our officials, so it was a foul after all.
Okay.
Whistled against Yorklin. So they took a look at the game tape. It was a reviewable play under our IRS regulations in the FIBA rules. Sending Arvin Ong to the foul line.
System.
Yes.
And so far, Arvin Ong just 1 point away from his average, 13 points. And mind you, we're just in the first half. He can double that output.
Arvin Ong, second free throw, short. And it will go out of bounds in favor of PIQC as 2 blue shirts from Yorklin tap the ball out of bounds.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
14 on the 24. Wong kicks it out to De La Cruz. Set shot, jumper, no good for Mark Cheng. Henry Chua at the fast break. Bobbled there, but recovered by Michael Lee and no good. Here comes Ronald Wong against two blue shirts, no good. And what a rebound there by Joseph Saw. 19 seconds remaining, last shot time, but a quick trigger from three.
Oh.
No good for Michael Lee. Back-to-back possessions and back-to-back misses for Michael Lee.
Well, Yorklin, they want to score in bunches, but that time they didn't realize that it's already their last shot. They took a hurried attempt and it backfired.
And Gerald Ting entering the ball game together with Romel Lacson for PIQC. Last shot time for PIQC. Christopher Lee nearly loses the handle on that one. 5 on the clock. Lee with a jumper, no good. And that ends our first half of action. 41-33 in favor of Yorklin. And let's take a look at our Metro Summit Realty first half highlights. Henry Chua there with his first three-pointer of the ball game. And Ryan, your thoughts here about the first half of action?
Well, PIQC just hanging in there, although Northern Yorklin had some runs, especially some from the steals and the three-point bumps like that. But PIQC stayed in the game with two things, inside points and also free throws. They have more free throw attempts than the Northern Yorklin.
And we'll be back with halftime analysis plus the second half of action in your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star. Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star. Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118,
Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star. Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star.
And we are back with more action from your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup, presented to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick-O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. At the halftime break, it's a 41-33 lead in favor of Northern Rizal Yorklin School alumni against Philippine Institute of Quezon City. Glad to have you with us, Diego de Paz, together with Ryan Anthony Pajaro on the call. And Ryan, let's take a look at some of our stats from the first half of action.
First half stats for you. Yorklin with a 42% field goal percentage, 18 of 42, as compared to PIQC's 27%, 8 of 29. Points in the paint, Yorklin with 26-10 for PIQC. Fast break points, Yorklin 14, PIQC 2. Free throws, only 2 of 4 for Yorklin, but hey, 15 of 17 free throws for PIQC, 88%. Now for our leading scorers, for PIQC, Arvin Ong with 12, Christopher Lee with 8, Ivan C with 5. For Yorklin, Christopher Villalon with 10, Jerry Lau 7, Henry Chua with 7.
And Yorklin here opting for their first 5 of Vitog, Villalon, Tan, Yumang, and Chua. While we see here Christopher Lee together with Dennis De La Cruz, Ivan C, and Mark Cheng. And wow, Yorklin here scoring on the fast break courtesy of Joel Tan.
By the way, that last foul is on number 18 of PIQC. Take a look at this. Oh, he shoved his screener.
Yes.
Stan delivered that Metro Summit Realty instant replay for you.
So that will mean a bonus possession here.
Bonus possession. Because that's a foul away from the ball.
The shot is up, but wow, what a block there by Mark Cheng. Active hands for PIQC. De La Cruz gives it up here to Ivan C. Oh, and that pass by Mark Cheng deflected. And here comes Vitog driving against two white shirts. 4-0 run to start the second half for Yorklin.
And Vitog now has 4 points.
Ong against 3 blue shirts, no good, and we have a foul on that play.
At that time, jockeying for position. It will be a foul against PIQC. That's Arvin Ong. And so far, Arvin Ong, from his 13.8 average, he already has 12. And Wong checks in for PIQC for adding some heft.
Yeah, more heft, but a little less height, though.
Height, yeah.
For PIQC. As they're trying to counter this fast-breaking attack by Yorklin. Vitog, the fadeaway jumper, no good. The rebound gathered by Ronald Wong. Dennis De La Cruz. Wow, what a baseball pass here.
Yes.
And touchdown for Arvin Ong. De La Cruz there like a quarterback.
Correct.
For an American football team.
14 points now for Arvin Ong.
Alan Yumang. And right now, Henry Chua is still facing that box-and-one defense from Dennis De La Cruz. 9 on the 24 and a turnover here in favor of PIQC. Ivan C. In transition, no good. Second serving here for Christopher Lee. Series of fakes. The shot.
Yes.
And it trickles in.
And Christopher Lee is now in double figures, 10 points.
45-37. It's down to an 8-point lead for Yorklin as we see that last play courtesy of our Metro Summit Realty instant replay. And we'll be back with more action after this break.
Welcome to Yorklin School. We empower students to explore their passions. From academics to arts, sports to technology, we offer a well-rounded education that prepares them for success. In Yorklin School, every child is a shining star.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
58 remaining here in the third quarter, and PIQC climbing back from that hole. From that, I believe that was an 8-point hole at the halftime break to come within striking distance of Yorklin, 45-37.
And as far as the points from turnovers, before the points from turnovers, Yorklin said now it's just 14-17. So PIQC coming back.
Here comes Yorklin. Oh, and there's a foul there called on Ivan C.
That will be a blocking foul.
Oh, there will be a review of that last play.
There's a possibility that Ivan C tripped a
Yes.
foot of his defender, and that's the referees they want to see in the IRS.
And we'll be back after this short review for more action from the Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
And after that review, it was determined by our referees that Ivan C. Tripped without contact Christopher Villalon.
And that will
Villalon
be-
missed.
And that will be an unsportsmanlike foul
Yes,
by
that's
Ivan
right.
C.
An unsportsmanlike foul. That's 2 free throws, but Villalon missing the first, but makes the second for 11 points in the ball game.
Yes. And so far, Christopher Villalon now has 13 points, rebounds. That's from the average of 3.8 points. So Villalon really stepping up for Yorklin.
Henry Chua. Rare opportunity. He gets the ball here in that box and one defense. Henry Chua there. Loses the handle but recovered by Vitog. 2 on the 24. Yumang. Not aware of the shot clock expiring.
Yes.
It's a 24-second violation for Yorklin.
As I've said, Diego, PIQC is a second half team. They toughen up their defensive stance when it comes to games like this.
Here comes Ronald Wong. 16 on the shot clock, and Villalon called for that foul.
Hit in the face of Wong that time. For team foul picture, PIQC has 3 team fouls. Yorklin has 1, and now Saw checks back in for Yorklin.
After a helter-skelter first 2 quarters, suddenly the pace has slowed down because of the multitude of fouls so far this quarter.
That's right. Here we go.
Henry Chua launching the 3. In and out. Oh! Oh, wow. There's a hit from behind by Joseph So.
But that shot of Chua just rebound. And
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at the stat for 3 points. Very few attempts for both squads. Yorklin only 3 of 9. PIQC 2 of 5. So they have a combined 14 attempts in the entire game. But we have a basket there.
Long two for Ivan C there. They go to Henry Chua. Chua, the nice pass there to Joseph So, but kickball violation there called on PIQC.
And the shot clock will be reset to 14 seconds.
And Marvin Tan now will be tasked against Henry Chua in this box and one. 14 on the 24. Tan, they go inside to Joseph So. Wow. The turnover is starting to pile up here for Yorklin,
Yes.
especially this PIQC defense is stifling.
That's right. The turnovers now of Yorklin now 13. Early in the first half, they have only 7. So that's 6 turnovers in the third quarter.
6:38 remaining here in the third period. Wong, the set shot jumper, a little too strong. Here comes Henry Chua. Loses the
Again.
handle, and it goes to the hands of Ronald Wong. Quickly here to Ivan C.
Block!
What a block by Alan Umang.
Erased, partner. Again, another block.
Wow, the defense of Yorklin
3
also.
blocks.
Wow, what a block there. 1 from Umang and 2 from Joel Tan.
It has been a block party for Yorklin, Diego.
And what a way to start your Sunday morning with us as we head into a timeout here for PIQC. Having a hard time on their offensive set. We'll be back with more Ayaba action.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, top mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
And we are back with more Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup action. And it's been a block party here for Yorklin, forcing the hand of Coach Paul Yun to take this timeout to reset their offense.
And remember, Diego, at the start of this second half, Yorklin only have 1 block. Now they have 4 because of the
Wow.
3 blocks in 1 possession.
Wow. Amazing and wow.
They have 7 seconds on the shot clock, partner. Let's see if they can manufacture a play.
That's why they called that timeout, because they were having a hard time on their offense, especially with the shade of Yorklin trees. 4 on the 24. Corner 3 on the way. Too strong for Christopher Lee. Second serving, third serving. This time it's good for Arvin Ong. And don't look now, it's just a 5-point lead for Yorklin.
16 points for Arvin Ong. What a game for him.
14 on the 24. The running jumper, no good for Joel Tan,
Yes.
but Joseph So stops the bleeding.
Look at this. So, 8 points, 10 rebounds. Almost a double-double.
16 on the 24.
Ah.
And that find by Arvin Ong just goes to our cameraman.
And we have Chang checks in for PIQC. For Yorklin, Ting checks in for the very first time in this game.
Both of these teams, so much to prove.
Yes.
This morning, So the
Ah.
layup, no good. The rebound goes to Henry Chua, but man, the physicality, it's starting
Bodies
to get to us.
Bodies flying.
Looks like they listened to Drowning Pool at the halftime break,
Oh my.
as so much bodies hitting on the floor.
You bet.
Looks like a little bit of frustration building up here for Henry Chua as he's whistled for his third foul, and he's facing that box and one defense, and what a drive there for Arvin Ong, and he gets fouled.
No, it's not Arvin Ong. It's Ivan C. who
Ivan
drives.
C rather, okay.
But so far, Ivan C, from his average of 16.4 points and 7.2 rebounds, he already has 7 points and 1 rebound.
Halfway point of our third period.
And
And it's 1-4-2 there for Ivan C.
Chan checks in, Lacson checks in for both squads. So shuffling their men is very important. But now the intensity is really percolating, Diego.
And not only that, it's now man-to-man defense
It is.
for PIQC. Joseph Saw
Uh-oh.
loses the handle and stolen away by Arvin Ong. Ong, the drive. And
Traveling.
he did the shuffle on the boogie.
It's a clear case of that. Another substitution. This time,
Quick
Ting will check
substitution.
out. Tang So checks in for Yorklin.
So it's quick shuffling of men here for Coach Herbert C. Saw gives it up here to Tang So off the bench, missing that first attempt. Tang So once again gives it up here to the right corner, and it's good for Rico Lee. That is what you call what they say as the magic bunot for Coach Herbert C.
Yes, first field goal for Rico Lee. And this is his first game in the tournament.
4:11 remaining here in the third. You see the return here of Ivan C. replacing Marvin Tan.
So he only about 45 seconds of rest for Ivan C.
14 on the 24. They go quickly here to Romel Lacson, launching the three, in and out. And here comes Yorklin. Pull-up jumper in transition, no good for James Chan. Ivan C. They go to the corner, Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Smooth like butter.
And now Christopher Lee already collected 12 points and 4 rebounds.
17 on the 24 here, and Yorklin settling things down here. Cross-court pass, Jerry Lau for 1, 2, 3. A tough mama 3-point shot.
Another player for Yorklin in double figures, Jerry Lau with 10.
3 and 22 remaining. The cross-court pass here. Launched and loaded. Ivan C. seeing bottom for that tough mama 3-point shot.
He has 11 points.
Rico Lee gives it up here to James Chan. 11 under 24. Chan launching from 12. No good. Ivan C. with the rebound. Taking it front court. Tried to dribble it in between Yorklin defenders, but it was tapped last by Yorklin.
Well, Diego, the scoring has picked up. Both teams have scored 5 points in clusters. Both teams scored 1 3-point shot each. So the score now is 53-47. Less than 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Henry Chua back in the ball game here for Yorklin after that short spell on the bench. Here comes Christopher Lee. Lee launching the three. Short. And the rebound gathered here by PIQC. The turnaround and shot blocked there by Lacson. It's a block party for Yorklin this morning. Henry Chua tried to give it up there to Rico Lee.
Well,
And
Diego.
Lee loses the handle.
Yes, well, Diego, apart from the block party, as from the stat board, Yorklin with 15 assists as compared to 8 for PIQC. They're really sharing the ball.
Not only sharing the ball, but moving the ball well.
Yep.
2.5 remaining in the third period. 17 on the 24. Nice find underneath. Arvin on. Wow, another block. The big men of Yorklin really with good timing. C for 3. Short. 2 minutes remaining. 9 on the shot clock. C gets his pocket picked there by Alberto Tangso Jr.
Less than 2 minutes.
Henry Chua, the running three. Bang! Bang! Boom! For Henry Chua, that tough mama 3-point shot, extending this lead to 9.
He has 10 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Henry Chua is running berserk in the second half.
A minute and a half remaining. Christopher Lee, the spin, the layup. Oh, he took his defender out for a ride.
14 points, 4 rebounds for Christopher Lee.
Coming down to a minute 18 in the quarter. The quick jumper, no good for Rico Lee. And the rebound for Hai Eng Ong. Christopher Lee with 16. Christopher Lee for 3. Short once again. And the rebound gathered by Henry Chua, though he lost real estate at the baseline.
And another C will check in for PIQC, and also Vito checks back in to relieve one of the hottest scores there for Yorklin. 53.2 seconds, 56 to 49. Yorklin ahead by 7. And also Wong checks in for PIQC.
So it's basically Yorklin's starting unit with the exception of Alberto Tangso Jr. Oh, and a miscue on that inbound play. Christopher Lee dribbles it off of his foot. Henry Chua facing the defense of Ronald Wong. 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Henry Chua, the drive. The layup no good. Chua gets his own miss. 5 on the 24. Throws up a prayer. No. What a recovery.
Yes,
by
sir.
Alan Yumang. The hoop. The harm. 3-point play the hard way for Alan Yumang.
6 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of the 5 were offensive rebound. Right place at the right time on that Metro Summit instant replay. Yumang converts.
Not always there when you call, but he's always on time.
So some substitutions now. Villalon checks in for Yorklin. Well, this pace for Yorklin, it has been, a frenetic pace. Even though they want to set up half court, they really want to outsmart PIQC by doing those things, those dirty works. But that time, a miss by Yumang on the free throw line.
Down to the last 21 seconds of the third quarter. PIQC. 3-second differential between game and shot clock. Wong, the drive. Bothered there by the defense of Yorklin. Shot is up, no good. 2 servings at the basket, still no go. Villalon, what a block there, but more body contact than anything for Ronald Wong, and he gets called for that foul.
And that foul is against Raniel C. First personal.
Oh, correction, that's Raniel C rather.
Raniel C.
Yeah. Villalon will go to the foul line for 2 with 7.8 remaining.
So far, Chris Villalon, 11 points, 2 rebounds.
1 for 2 for Villalon. Wong to C. 6 seconds remaining on the clock. Raniel C launching the left corner 3. No. And that ends our first 30 minutes of action. And it's a 10-point advantage for Yorklin heading into the final 10 minutes of play. As we take a look at our Metro Summit Realty third quarter highlights, and we'll be back for the final period of play here in your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
We're down to the final 10 minutes of play in our first game of our pentuple header
Quintuple header.
in the 40-up division of your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. Up next, it will be Chiang Kai-shek College alumni against St. Stephen's High School. And action in the Ayaba is presented to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. It's a 10-point advantage here for Yorklin, 59-49 over PIQC. And Ryan, let's break down the stats from the first 3 quarters of action.
Very glaring stat here. 3-point shot, Yorklin, 50%. 5 of 10 as compared to PIQC, 3 out of 10, 30%. Assist, Yorklin with 15, PIQC with 8. Block shots, take a look, partner. 7 blocks for Yorklin,
Wow.
5 for PIQC. 6 of that 7 blocks came only in the third quarter. And lastly, points in the paint, 34 for Yorklin and 18 for PIQC.
Henry Chua, the running jumper, missing that one off to the left. And Wong with the rebound. De La Cruz quickly front court here to Ivan C. C though pulls back. Hai Eng Ong dribbles it off of his foot but recovers. De La Cruz tried to find Ong there underneath, but what a steal by Vitog, leading to this fast break layup by Christopher Villalon.
And now Christopher Villalon has collected 14 points, 3 rebounds.
And a reach and foul there called against Yorklin on Henry Chua.
And so far, that's the 9th steal, 9th steal of Yorklin in this game. And that's why they always, they're very good in forcing turnovers into fast break points. And speaking of fast break points, Yorklin has 15, 4 for PIQC.
Jerry Lau replacing Henry Chua, who now has 4 personal fouls. Arvin Ong missing that turnaround jumper. Alan Yumang to the front court. Gives it up here to Jerry Lau. Quick trigger jumper for Mark Anthony Vitog.
That's 6 points for Mark Vitog.
And
Uh-oh.
near steal completed by Yorklin. The drive, the layup, no good for Jerry Lau. And Dennis De La Cruz with the rebound. And Ivan C. with that forearm shiver. And you have to give it to Mark Anthony Vitog for selling that call.
Yes, that time Ivan C. was caught on that wide off. And we have Lee is about to check in for PIQC. Now they are on the 14-point handicap, 49-63, 7:46 remaining in this ball game.
7:44 remaining. PIQC tried to make a run in the third period, but Yorklin here still standing strong with this 14-point advantage. And what a drive there for Joseph Saw. And he will take 2 from the 4.5-meter line as we see our Metro Summit Realty instant replay.
There's a drive, baseline drive by Saw, bothered, but there's a foul clip in the arm, and that foul is against Ronald Wong. And so far, what a performance by Joseph Saw. Look at this, 8 points, 11 rebounds. So if he's missed that free throw, but if he makes one more field goal, he will be in double figures.
Saw now with 9 points in the ball game for Yorklin. Dennis De La Cruz gives it up here to Arvin Ong. Ong slices that defense like hot knife through butter. That's 3 blue shirts
Yes,
that
16
converged.
16 points, 5 rebounds for Arvin Ong.
Man-to-man defense here broken by Christopher Villalon. Show me something.
Villalon running berserk in the second half, 18 points, 12 of them in the second half.
Assistant coach Brian Yun was asking what kind of defense that was for PIQC. 8 on the shot clock. The shot up and good for Arvin Ong. And PIQC, they cannot trade baskets here with Yorklin.
But that's not an easy shot. 16 points already. And
Alan
there's a
Newman
foul.
gets fouled on that play. And it's called against Christopher Lee.
And that time, and Yorklin will not waste time galloping that court as we take a look at this Metro Summit Weber. Nice pinpoint passing. Finding a guy inside. That's Yumang, who was fouled underneath by Lee. And Yumang will take 2 shots.
6:15 remaining in the fourth and final quarter. Alan Newman to the foul line for 2. Misses the first.
So far, Yumang has 6 points, 6 rebounds. 3 of the 6 are offensive.
1 for 2 for 0 for 2 rather for Yumang. 6:10 remaining in the ball game. Bakers doesn't lead here for Yorklin. PIQC needs to make a move now. Ivan C launching the 3 off to the left. What a rebound there for Arvin Ong, missing that gimme. And last touch there on Mark Vitog.
They have their chances, but PIQC just missing those shots.
Ivan C. Christopher Lee back to Ivan C for 3. And it goes down smooth for that tough mama 3-point shot.
Don't look now, just a 10-point game.
Alan Newman doubling as a point forward here. 17 on the 24. Yumang tries to answer back. Bang! Boom! For that tough mama 3-point shot.
9 points, 6 rebounds, Alan Yumang.
A very nice lead here for Yorklin, 69-56.
Yes. Oh!
A steal there by Vitog. Goes to Villalon and a blocking foul whistled against Christopher Lee, flattening Villalon in his path.
And that's a good call by the Webs, a blocking foul off the break. And so far, by the way, Ivan C already scored 14 points. Near on his 16.4 average, he already scored 2 3-pointers.
That was the foul to give for PIQC past the halfway point of our fourth and final quarter. 10 on the 24 for Yumang. Villalon.
Oh!
Left corner jumper is automatic.
Well, this guy is one of the prime candidates for the best player honors. Villalon, 20 points, 5 rebounds.
Ivan C's pass does not reach Mark Cheng. A bit off to the left, and it's a turnover for PIQC.
And suddenly tables had been turned in bench points. 26 now for Yorklin, 19 for PIQC.
14 on the shot. And another foul, this time sending Joseph Saw to the 4.5-meter stripe.
And Saw has a chance to score a double-double because today Joseph Saw has 9 points, 11 rebounds.
Saw missing that first. So far, 0 for 3 in his last 2 trips to the foul line.
Yes. If we just make one, he will be a double-double.
Ooh, missing that one once again. Again, 1 point shy from a double-double is Joseph Saw. Ivan C missing that 3. And he stops on the dime at the stanchion.
That time, PIQC hurried up because the time is slowly running out. They have a 15-point deficit with 3 minutes and 51 remaining, 71-56.
Here comes Jerry Lau to the front court. Isolation play. They go to Alan Newman. 10 on the 24. Wasting more clock is Yorklin. Long 3 on the way from curry distance.
Yeah, he needs to throw up that shot because shot clock is about to expire.
Yes, Jerry
And,
Lau a little short.
Chai will check in now for PIQC.
PIQC's Wee Kai Chai checking into the ball game, and Coach Paul Yun really looking for someone that could give them the spark. Ivan C kicks it out here. Wee Kai Chai. Turnaround shot, no good for Arvin Ong. And here comes Christopher Villalon.
Wow!
fast break layup.
What a second half for Villalon. Look at this. 22 points. 12 of the 22 came from the second half.
And it's a total Yorklin domination in the fourth and final quarter. Christopher Villalon, that nice nifty layup. 73-56 with less than 3 minutes to go in our first game.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
This is your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup presented to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Top Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick-O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. Now to the last 3 minutes of action in our first game as Northern Rizal Yorklin alumni running roughshod on PIQC with a 73-56 lead.
And so
as
far,
we're about to enter midnight hours of this ball game.
And so far, Yorklin has been dominant right from the get-go, and they deserve to win. And those defense and those, except for that, he committed a dribbling violation. But it is a total team effort headed by Villalon. What a second half for him, 22 points, 5 rebounds. But on the other side for PIQC, this will be another figure-out game because on the fourth quarter, especially in this first part of the fourth quarter, they tend to be tentative on their shots. They're always looking for open man, but they always end up empty. But that time there's a foul.
And the foul is called there against Rico Lee. Number 99 man here for Yorklin. So after 5 straight defeats, Northern Rizal Yorklin alumni about to get their first win of the tournament in the 40-up division. Of course, barring a miracle of biblical proportions. 2.5 to go. PIQC, though, on the other end, they have yet to get a win after dropping 5 straight. Their last victory in the tournament.
Oh!
A 69-48 win over Tiongse Academy and Potestad with his first 2 points of the ball game.
And his first 2 points in a tournament.
Pushing foul.
And look at the bench, Diego of Yorklin. All smiles, they high fives, and they feel, yes, we finally win.
They're starting to feel like winners after those heartbreaking defeats. A lot of them around 7 points or less.
Yes. And Diego, sa consolation prize, this performance by Arvin Ong so far, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Not bad.
And we have a mandatory substitution here for Rico Lee. Looks like he has blood coming out. And we see the first entry here of, the return rather of Albert Sanchua. Replacing Rico Lee, mandatory substitution.
So Lee and that player number 78, both are enforcers. They're defensive stoppers for Yorklin.
Arvin Ong with 20 points in the ball game. Makes that 21.
Last 2 minutes.
Down to the last 2 minutes of this ball game. Yorklin heading to their first win of the tournament after 6 tries.
Yes, most likely.
And a steal here by Henry Chua. Chua gives it up here. Michael Lee launching the 3. No. A minute and 25 to go. Ong, the quick trigger from 3. No good. And the putback there by Arvin Ong.
Now Arvin Ong has 22 points.
A minute and 14 remaining. The shot is up. No good for Albertson Chua, but he will take 2.
Well, another consolation for PIQC, despite of this impending defeat, is that they're very, very good as a team with the free throw line. They shot 17 of 21 from the free throw line as compared to Yorklin's 5 of 15. And it's now 5 of 16 as Chua misses.
Albertson Chua, chance to get into the scoring column here with this free throw. 0 for 2 from the foul line. 63 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Yeah,
Once again, coming up next, it will be Chiang Kai-shek College alumni versus St. Stephen's High School alumni in your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
And Diego, that's it. Yorklin wins.
3 on the way. Wow! Michael Lee gets into the scoring column with a tough mama 3-point shot.
So those players who have been playing in the past 5 games, they're all scoring.
Yeah. All smiles all around. Henry Chua exits the ball game with 5 fouls. And that was the foul to give for Yorklin this quarter. Less than 40 seconds to go here. Hai Eng Ong. Arvin Ong with the hold here. 17 on the 24.
Just gonna
12
play
on the
the clock.
24.
Just gonna play the clock.
They go to the corner here. Hai Eng Ong for 3. No. And a rebound gathered by Michael Lee.
Okay, they're not gonna play. That's it. Yorklin wins.
9 seconds to go. They go here to Chua for the shot. And
Yes!
it's good. All players that entered the game for Yorklin has scored. And your final in our first ball game is 80-59 in favor of Northern Rizal Yorklin School for their first win in 6 games in their maiden showing here in the Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. And Ryan, your final thoughts of this ball game.
All right, let me give you now the final stats that are very important here. Field goal shooting, Yorklin 46, PIQC 32. Free throw shooting, PIQC's 80, only 29 for Yorklin. But look at this. The bench points has been superb. 29 bench points as compared to only 19 for PIQC. Yorklin dominant in this game.
Northern Rizal Yorklin School 1-5, and PIQC goes down to 1-6. Coming up next will be our interview with our Tanduay Athletics best player of the ball game, as well as our Stick O best defensive player of the ball game in your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, top mama, simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops.